What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Batman Hush. Just finished watching the movie earlier today, and I gotta say, I absolutely fucking love this movie. I wouldn't go as far as say it's my favorite DC anime movie, because I don't think anything will ever top The Death of Superman. Which, if you guys are wondering if I will be talking about The Reign of the Superman, which I think came out earlier this year, last year, yes, I will. Whenever I get the chance to watch it, I will review it, because I'm definitely curious how the whole Death of Superman storyline, ends up, because I loved The Death of Superman. You guys saw it in my review. I absolutely fell in love with that movie. And it's without my favorite DC anime movie, and it just made me love Superman more than I did, especially when he handed his kid back to PSP or whatever. That was hype. But where would I rank this one? I would probably say this is my third favorite of the Batman DC anime movies, behind the Dark Knight Rise, The Dark Knight Returns, and Under the Red Hood. So, without further ado, guys, let's just jump right in. Also, guys, I was hoping to play some of the soundtrack here for me, because I usually do that for my DC anime movie reviews, but I can't find the soundtrack anywhere, because I was planning on playing the theme, I love that, because I love the violin, but I can't find it anywhere. I can't find the soundtrack anywhere, so, which sucks, because I really dug the theme for Batman. Anyway, let's just jump right in. So the movie is directed by Justin Copeland and stars Jennifer Morris, Jason O'Mara, Peyton List, Rainey Wilson, I can't even say his name. I can't even say his name. Sterling and May Moore. So the overall and the plot of Batman Hush is that I'm assuming this does take place after the ride of the Superman, which actually, for the trailers before the movie started, they actually played this trailer for this movie called The Death and Return of Superman, which I'm assuming it's like what they did with The Dark Knight Returns. You guys remember The Dark Knight Returns? It was split into two parts and then it was released into one movie as the deluxe. I'm assuming this is the same thing for that one, but instead of calling it, they're just calling it The Death and Return of Superman. Anyway, so. Because we also see Lex in the movie, and we also see him saying I hope you defeat Cyborg Superman, and I'm now a member of the Justice League. Which, yeah, I'm curious about that. Anyway, so Bruce is doing his thing. He meets up with Selina. She is kind of pretty much gone clean at this point. She hasn't really been doing any thievery for about a year now. He's also trying to rekindle with his friend Thomas Elliot, while also going down. We have a new villain emerges by the name of Hush. And of course, Batman has to stop him, as he is trying to, as Batman always does. So, overall. Now, let me preface right now. In case you guys are wondering, I have not read the graphic novel of Batman Hush. I have heard nothing but great things about it. It's without my bucket list to one day read, because I've heard nothing but great things about Batman Hush. So but I did know about Hush as a character. I know who he was, and I was really keen. I'll talk more about Hush himself in a minute. So let me talk about some of the other things I love this movie. First off, I love how this movie really goes deep into Selina and Bruce's relationship, because it really goes into depth about what they're about, the relationship, their past. Because in other movies that we've seen and other stuff, at least from the animated and movie versions, because I don't read the comics, we've really seen we've seen Batman and Selina's relationship, very flirtatious, when it's on again, off again kind of thing, like Spidey and Felicia. But here, they really go a lot more in depth with it, and how really these two are really perfect for each other, which I love. Because yes, I am a person that does always ship Bruce with Selina, but I really dug this movie that they really went super in depth and really showed you just how similar these two are, and really why they're perfect for each other. But of course, they can never seem to actually stick around for much, because their wedding got called off in Batman issue 100. Of course, what happens at the end of this movie, and among the other things of her being a villain and Batman being a superhero, all that stuff. But I really dug what they did with their relationship here, and really expand on that, and really just showed just how perfect they were for each other, which I like. I also really dug Selina's short hair. She had really short hair in this movie. I really dug that one. The voice acting overall was great. I liked Dick Grayson. He was great in the movie. I really thought he was a nice little throwing in some comedy from here and there. Stuff with Alfred was great. Damian honestly had was only one scene in the movie, which sucked, because I really would have liked to see him more. I also don't know why he wasn't there, but I think it's probably because I know from what happened in Teen Titans vs. Justice League. He's pretty much working with the Justice League now. He's living in the Teen Titan Tower, or whatever the hell it's called. So that's probably where he is right now, along with his dog. And weird thing is, I don't know if I'll like this or not, but Man, has Damian hit puberty, because, man, his voice sounds a lot deeper than it did before from Son of Batman, as well as The Death of Superman. It's a lot deeper than before, and at first I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about it, because I was like, ooh, I miss your other voice, man. Why are your balls? I like the fact that they're aging Damian up, but at the same time, I'm like, ooh, can we go back to his old voice, please? But as the scene went on, it did start to grow. I mean, I'm sure more movies Damian's in there with. It'll eventually grow on me. It'll probably just be like nothing. But at first, I was like, ooh, when I saw the trailers of it for it. But I do like they're actually aging of Damian. They're actually having him go through puberty. I thought that was a nice little touch there. Batgirl also had a nice little cameo in the movie, which was also pretty nice. Don't worry, she isn't. Don't worry, her Batman don't fuck on like the street or nothing. Don't worry, that doesn't happen. Anyway, and she's actually also wearing her Rebirth outfit. I noticed. I don't know if it's her New 52 or Rebirth. It's the one that's the purple outfit. You know, the one she's wearing most recently. So I'm assuming that's her Rebirth outfit. One, I loved Hush, partially. I'll talk more about that a little bit later, but I really dug the Hush, and the guy who was voicing him, I forget his name. Hold up. The guy is, sorry, I don't know why I chose his name. I can't even, Sterling. I'm just going to call him Sterling, because I can't pronounce his first name for the life of me. He did an excellent job voice coach, and I just love the way he sounds, just like, Hush, Batman. You know, and just the overall, the way I loved his look as well. It looked great. I also just loved Hush. I already talked about how much I really did the music. I love the theme for this movie. And I hope to God the soundtrack drops pretty soon, because I need it, because I love that theme, because I love the theme they had for the movie. It was fucking fantastic. I want to listen to it more. So yeah, there was that. The comedy was also like there was this one scene where Selina and Bruce are working together, and they're facing up against Harley, and Selina says, "Man, your gesture outfit was so dyed in the '90s, and I was just sad." That got me low, because as you know, she was creating the '90s from the animated series. Yeah, I thought that was a nice little reference there. I thought that was pretty funny. The stuff with David I already mentioned was also hilarious. That stuff was great. What else did I like? What else did I like about this movie? I already mentioned the voice. The animation was about what you expect from the DC animated movies. Yeah, I think that's about it that really comes to my mind straight off. Overall, but now let's get to the negatives. Now, I really only had a couple, but I'll talk more about that. One, now this isn't really a negative movie. This is more just my personal preference, but I hate the suit. I do not like bright blue Batman suits. Because, one, I think they're hella out of character for Bruce. Two, they stick out like a sore thumb because blue does not mix in with the shadows at all, like black does. And overall, they just don't look right. They just don't look right on Batman when he's wearing a bright blue outfit. I've never been a big fan. I've never liked those ones. I've always preferred it to be a black costume. So when they brought out the blue one around like the middle, around after the intro of the movie, I was like, I mean, it eventually did grow on me, but I still didn't really like it. I'm just not a big fan of the blue Batman outfit. But I'm sure that's just them being accurate to the comic, because I'm pretty sure he had a blue outfit in there too. The set's more of a personal preference on my end. But one thing that's a negative for me, but see, the problem is when I don't know if it's a spoiler if I say this or not, but screw it. I'm gonna say it right now. So, spoiler alert: if you know next to nothing about Hush, Thomas Elliott is not Hush in the movie. Yeah. That I won't review who it actually is revealed, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But I wasn't a fan of who it. I didn't really dig the reveal of who it was, because I was just like, I guess it kind of makes sense, but at the same time I was like, why? And I did like the exchange that Bruce had with him around the end of the movie. I thought that was nice as well. And I also really dug the ending. Now the ending also differs from the movie, which I won't really talk about in case you guys haven't seen the movie yet. But I understand why some people did like what they did with why they changed up the ending to why I can't really say it, but they changed up what happens in the movie and what happened in the comic book a little bit, but the same thing pretty much happens, but just the reasoning for it is different. That's all I'll say on that. And I actually didn't mind it. I think they're both great, but I think they're both great. But I think they're both great, and I won't lie. I do like how it was in the comic a little bit more, but I think how it was changed here in the movie, I thought it was overall pretty good. So, like I mentioned before, I did like who was revealed. I was mostly just shaking. I was just mostly just scratching my head. I'm like, why'd they change it? The only reason I can think of is because they wanted to make it, to keep it as a surprise for people who have read the comic book. Because one of the reasons why I was so looking forward to this movie, was looking forward to this one, was for two reasons. One, because I've heard nothing but great things about Batman Hush, and I was really excited to see to see it. Two, I was really, because I already knew about Hush being Thomas Elliot from, of course, the Arkham games. And also, I think he's one of Batman's most interesting villains, for me personally, because I just loved, what he did, from what I saw in the Arkham, and I always thought he was just a really interesting character. One other thing I gotta mention I also like the movie is that, later on, when shit goes down, Bruce beats the fucking shit out of the Joker. And you can see Bruce ain't fucking around when he was beating shit. Like, I won't lie, this now, at least for me anyway, there's probably you guys should probably bring up other examples from the comics. But I would also say this, it's probably one of the closest times Batman has ever come to breaking his no killing rule, and it was a really interesting. It was an interesting sight to see Bruce just almost lose control and almost kill the Joker. I thought that was definitely one of my best. That was probably one of my favorite movies from the movie. Anyway, back to what I was saying about Hush. So, I was really excited to see how it was going to play out here. Bruce feeling betrayed of learning that his best friend ended up betraying him, but that didn't happen. And I'm a little disappointed with that, but at the same time, I don't think that really hurt the movie too much. It did a little bit in the end, but I was just like, I didn't really like the reveal, but whatever. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. But I wasn't a big fan of the reveal. I think they should have just kept it to Thomas Elliot. That's just my personal opinion. So yeah, that's about all I gotta say on Batman Hush. Overall, I thought this was an amazing DC anime movie. If you're someone who has read the comic, you'll probably end up being like a comic story where you'll be a little pissed off, but I think you'll overall have a good time. If you're someone who has not read the comic or has not read the comic and you're mostly just sticking around to the movies, I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So I would recommend you guys check the movie out, whether you're a fan of the DC anime movies or if you read the comic book and you want to see how it is anime. I think you guys will enjoy it. So yeah. Also, guys, if you guys are wondering, yes, I will review Gotham Season 5. I'll do it when? I do not know. I'll get to that review eventually. So, overall, I give this movie, I was actually originally going to come here and give it a 10 out of 10, be like, yeah, this movie's fucking fantastic, it's amazing, it's one of the best ones. Well, I still say this is definitely one of my favorite Batman, the DC movies. I was like, when I really started to think about it, and I even tweeted out, and I was supposed on Instagram, like, yeah, 10 out of 10, but I was like, but when I really thought about it a little bit more, and really thought about what I watched and my overall opinions of the movie, I was like, I can't give it that high of a rating. So, overall, I would give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, if Thomas Elliot was revealed to be Hush, and they kind of kept it up with the reveal of him being Hush, and everything would have happened like that, like it was in the comic, I probably would have come out and told you, gave this movie a 10 out of 10. Hell, it probably would have been it might have actually topped The Dark Knight Returns, maybe, if it was that, or at least Under the Red Hood. It could have been like that, but since they changed it to who it ended up being, and even though without a doubt Selina and Bruce's relationship was without a doubt the best part of the movie, how much in depth they went into it, and about, like I mentioned before, how perfect they are for each other, but for some goddamn reason DC finds any reason they can to make sure they don't end together, like when they have this marriage, because apparently Bruce being happy is a bad thing. How? Your guess is as good as mine. But yeah, definitely check this movie out, guys. If you're a fan of the DC anime movies, if you're a fan of Batman, if you are a fan of the graphic novel. So now, guys, I'm Andy here. Tell me down below what you guys thought of the movie. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you hate the reveal of who ended up being Hush? Did you love it? Did you think it was better than the comic? What did you think of the changes? Were you pissed off that Jason Todd and that Tim Drake and Jason Todd were in the movies? I actually would have liked. I hope one day we see Jason Todd introduced into the DC anime, because I love Red Hood. Outside of Damon, he's my favorite member of the Bat family, and I just always see him one because I love Red Hood, man. I love Red Hood. I can't get enough of him. So yeah, tell me down below what you guys thought of the movie, and yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Flagging. Links down in the description box below, and as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.